Hello and welcome everybody to the Creatrix YouTube channel and myself Ankit Goyal here in front of you presenting a lecture on analog electronics. So guys, soon you will be watching one of the best lectures on analog electronics, but before doing that, let me first introduce myself, my dear friends. My name is Ankit Goyal. I got AIR1 twice in GATE in 2014 and 2018. I was awarded the President of India Gold Medal in the year 2013 when I graduated from IIT Indore. Till date, I have taught more than 1 lakh students in the online and the offline classes, and presently I am working as a director at an academy for GATE department. But the reason, my friend, the reason up for this series is because many students were asking for analog electronics, and I had recorded analog electronics just a short while ago, but due to that huge demand, we are giving you the recorded content of the analog electronics, and you are absolutely going to love it because it will provide you an in-depth analysis of analog electronics. And that analysis will be more based on network analysis than EDC. So if you don't have a prior knowledge of EDC, that is not at all required. When I am teaching analog electronics, I will be relating it more towards the network analysis. So you need to have a good basic understanding of network analysis so that you can do well in analog electronics. And my dear friend, what I believe is after this lecture series is over, your fear of analog electronics will definitely go away, and it will seem to be one of the easiest subject ever, because you will be applying the fundamental laws and you will be finding all the answers. Okay, so it will become very easy even for an electrical engineer, because I believe electrical engineers think of analog electronics as a nightmare. They are more comfortable in machines, power system, but not in analog. But now this analog electronics course will stand you at par with the ECE engineers, and you will be able to do well in analog electronics, and I believe you can get 100% marks in analog in GATE and ESE through this course. Okay, so my dear friend, you need to watch all these videos carefully. You need to understand each and every point, and they will also have a large number of questions, so your problem solving ability will be developed. And now my dear friends, you can also join us on Unacademy Plus. With Unacademy Plus, what is the benefit if I am teaching here on YouTube itself? My dear friend, GATE rank or ESE rank is not only about the lectures. First thing you have to understand that when you come to Unacademy, the level of teaching, the level of interaction, discussion is way higher than it can ever be done on YouTube. Because there we are interacting live with the students, and you will feel that your teacher is sitting right in front of you and teaching you on a one-to-one basis. So that sort of a feeling you will get on Plus. You will feel like somebody is taking a tuition class when he is teaching on Plus. That level of personalization is there. But not only live classes, you also get recorded sessions. Whatever session you miss will be available in the recorded form. You get daily practice papers for practice. You get weekly tests to test your preparation level. You get test series, previous year question bank, short courses like crash course and rank improvement batch, and you also get doubt clearing by all the top educators. Now, when you get so many things in just one subscription, then I believe if you are serious enough to crack GATE and ESE, you can get the top rank in GATE and ESE. And you can also go for Iconic. Iconic is a superset of Plus subscription. It contains everything that is there in Plus, but many things that are there extra in Iconic, like a personal coach who will be guiding you on a one-to-one basis about the difficulties that you face, about your weaknesses, about the challenges that you might face, about the strategy part. Everything he will tell you in a one-to-one session. Then he will be seeing your test results and giving you a personalized test analysis about what are your weaknesses and how you can overcome them. Then every 2 weeks, there will be a study booster session in which you can ask your doubts, whatever problems you have, and they will be helping you clear them. That is again one-to-one. Other than that, you will also get personalized study material. Here you will get theory notes and you will get question banks. You will get interview guidance. Soon enough, interview guidance will also be added. So the student who is starting his journey right now and looking to crack GATE and ESE with the top rank, Iconic will be the best subscription for that. Stay with me till the end of the video and I'll tell you about the pricing of these subscription. And my dear friends, if you like the videos that we are putting on YouTube, we have created an entire repository at this link. bit.ly/GateLive. Here you will find all the PDFs of all the lectures and all the YouTube links. So here you will find the complete syllabus of GATE, Electrical, EC and IN. You will find it arranged subject wise, chapter wise with lecture links and PDF. So this is better than any other paid course available in the market, and plus is even better than this. So you can understand, whatever everybody else is providing you paid courses, we are providing you such a course for free via YouTube. So go and visit this link and take the benefit of all the lectures that are available. Other than that, my friend, I have also created a repository of my free classes on Unacademy called as the special classes. You need to open this URL, download the Unacademy Learning app, and you can attend all my free classes, live quizzes and test series. Yes, my dear friend, we are running a free test series as well. So once you download the Unacademy Learning app without even paying a single rupee, you can watch all the free classes by all the top educators along with their free live quizzes. And every Sunday we are conducting a free test that also you can become a part of. And if you want to learn from me, then my entire content is available on this URL. You can just go and visit this URL and see subject by subject, chapter by chapter, whatever I have taught, that will be available on this link. So first link will provide you all the YouTube classes for free and their PDF, and the second link will provide you my special classes on Unacademy. So that much content we are providing for free. Go and watch it, and if you like it, I would suggest that you come to Plus and use the code AnkitEAC. Because my dear friend, with Ankit EAC, you will get an immediate 10% discount, as well as you will be connected to me and we can work together to get you the best GATE rank, just like I obtained in 2014 and 2018. So if you want my guidance, if you want the best guidance in this market, if you want the best educators, then you have to join Unacademy. And while joining Unacademy, apply the code AnkitEAC to get immediate discount over and above whatever Unacademy is providing. You will get 10% additional off. Okay. So now, my dear friends, let's go and watch the lecture and let's learn something new that you might never ever have learned, and let's enjoy the beauty of analog electronics. And I'll meet you again after the video and I'll tell you about the plans and the pricing.
Hi guys, in the last lecture I told you about different models that are used for a diode. So what models did I tell you about? There will be two modes in which we have to draw model. The first mode is generally forward bias, and the second mode of operation of a diode is reverse bias. There are four models. First one is your ideal diode. The second one is your non-linear model. The third one is your CVD model, constant voltage drop. Fourth one is PWL. In ideal diode, in forward bias it is short circuit. In reverse bias it is open. In non-linear, the diode current in forward bias is IS e to the power Vd by eta Vt. In reverse bias it is open. In CVD, the diode under forward bias is replaced by its knee voltage V gamma, and V gamma is 0.3 for germanium and 0.7 for silicon. In reverse bias it is open. In PWL, we replace it by V gamma and diode resistance RD. In reverse bias it is open. Then I told you about the static resistance RF, which is Vf by If, which is up to or less than 100 ohm, and we saw reverse resistance Vr by Ir, that is in the range of mega ohm. These were the static resistances defined for a diode. So in this video we will continue our study from where we left off, and we will see how to check whether a diode should be on or it should be off when it is applied or connected in a circuit. That we will see. So first let us see a problem that we have studied in the previous lecture based on the concept. It is asking diode current using different models of a diode. So first model that I will be using will be ideal diode. See, the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the cathode and the positive terminal is connected to the anode. which means that diode is forward bias. So ideal diode under forward bias will be treated as short circuit. Now if it will be treated as short circuit, what we will do is we will redraw the circuit with diode as short circuit. This is 10 volt, 1 kilo ohm. This is diode current which we have shown as I0. So I0 will be 10 by 1 kilo ohm, which will be 10 milliampere. So that will be the diode current in case of ideal diode. So what I have done is, first I have checked if the diode is forward or the reverse bias, and then I have replaced the diode with its model under forward bias. The next model that I will be using will be the CVD model. In CVD model, what we do is we replace a diode with a battery. We know it is forward bias, so it will be replaced by a battery. The battery voltage will be V gamma. Here V gamma is given as 0.7. See this, V gamma is given as 0.7. So when we want to find I0, I will write 10 minus 0.7 by 1 kilo ohm, that is 9.3 milliampere. Okay, so this current will be more accurate than the ideal diode. Then the last model that I will be using will be the piecewise linear model. Non-linear model cannot be used actually. So in piecewise linear model, I know that if the diode is forward biased, what we will do is, if it is forward bias, we will replace the diode with a battery and a resistance 0.7 volt or 100 ohm. Now if you want to find I0, you will write I0 is net voltage, which is 10 minus 0.7 by total resistance 1000 plus 100 ohm. This current will come out to be how much? If you divide 1000 plus 100 is 1100, and in the numerator it is 9.3. So it is 8.45 milliampere. This will be more accurate than CVD. So when we talk about accuracy of different models that we have studied, non-linear model is most accurate, then piecewise linear, then CVD, then ideal. Okay, but non-linear cannot be used because we want to avoid using exponential equation, else the calculation would be difficult. Moving on, let us discuss the next parameter associated with a diode, that is the diffusion resistance. Diffusion resistance is also called as AC resistance of a diode. Now we know, when we talk about diode characteristics, ID versus VD, the characteristics look like this. Okay, what I want is, I want the slope of tangent at a particular point, like this. I want to find the slope. So if you want to find the slope, slope is dy by dx. Here on the y-axis I have diode current, and on the x-axis I have diode voltage. Now current by voltage is actually conductance. So this will be called as diode conductance. So I will say that diffusion resistance RD will be equal to 1 by GD. That will be called as your diffusion resistance. Now we know that the diode current equation in non-linear model is reverse saturation current into exponential Vd by eta Vt. Okay, I am ignoring that term 1. If you differentiate Id with respect to Vd, del Id by del Vd, it will be e to the power x, derivative is e to the power x. Okay. Now, if you write like this, Is e to the power Vd by eta Vt by eta Vt. See the numerator, it is same as the diode current. So this is diode current by eta Vt. Now this is your this is your conductance of diode. So what is diffusion resistance? 1 by conductance. So it will come out to be eta Vt by Id. We know that if eta is not mentioned, you will consider it to be 1, and eta is the ideality factor, which is generally 1 for germanium and 2 for silicon. Is it fine? So here, when we talk about Rd, Rd is eta Vt by Id. This Id is DC current of diode. That is the current due to DC supply. Remember this, the current in this equation is the DC current or the current due to DC supply in a diode. Now let us talk about AC modeling of a diode. That is how to model a diode when AC supply is connected. Again, there can be two cases. First, when we talk about forward bias. In forward bias, we just now saw the resistance of diode is Rd, and we know in forward bias the capacitance is diffusion capacitance, whose formula we studied, I diode tau naught by 2 Vt. Now here, in case of AC model, you cannot ignore the capacitances, because capacitance will appear as reactance 1 by omega c. In DC model, we did not need to consider the capacitance, but in AC you have to consider. Similarly, in reverse bias, what we'll do is, the diode will be modeled by a resistance Rr in parallel with a capacitance Cj. Okay, that will be the diode. Rr is the reverse resistance, Cj is the junction capacitance of a diode. Okay, so these are the two models that we will use when we are talking about AC supply. Here, if you see, in forward bias, we are not considering V gamma. Why we are not considering V gamma? Because it is DC voltage drop. So when we are talking about AC, we will ignore all the DC components by principle of superposition. In network analysis, when we were talking about AC analysis, in superposition I told you, whenever there are sources of different frequencies, we have to consider one source at a time. This I told you. What does that mean? It means that if you have DC as well as AC supply, with DC supply you will consider V gamma, with AC supply you will not consider V gamma, because V gamma is a DC voltage drop. Okay. Now let us talk about a term which is called as DC load line analysis. This is very important. Some important things I will tell you here that will help you in better your understanding about analog. Okay, in future chapters also it will be useful. See, let me take a simple circuit that we took in the problem also, like this. Suppose this is the input voltage Vi, this is resistance, This is diode voltage VD. This is diode current ID. Now, if I use non-linear model, in non-linear model, we know that diode current is nothing but Is e to the power Vd by eta Vt. That is one relation between ID and Vd. One other relation, this is basically the relation due to diode characteristic. Now, by KVL, also I can write ID as input voltage minus Vd over R. Okay, this is due to external circuit. Okay. Now, this equation between ID and Vd, one is derived from the diode and other is derived from the external circuit. This equation that is derived from external circuit is a straight line. If you think in terms of ID and Vd, it is a straight line. What is the slope? Slope is minus 1 by R. This is called as the load line. So, load line is nothing but the relation between device voltage and current, but due to external circuit connected to the device. So, whenever we want to find the diode voltage and current, there are two unknowns. One is the voltage and other is the current. And at the same time, we have two equations. One equation is based on device characteristic and the other equation is based on the external circuit. So, we have two variables and two equations. But the first equation in diode characteristics is exponential. It is non-linear. If it is non-linear, it cannot be directly used. If you don't want to directly use it, then you can solve the equations graphically. So, let me show you how you can solve this graphically. What I'll do is, I will plot the equation. This is our diode characteristic. Okay. This voltage here will be V gamma. This is ID. This is Vd. Then the other equation, that is the load line, is a straight line. And if you want to find the intercept, y-axis intercept, for y-intercept, what you will do? You will keep x-axis or Vd equal to 0. So, ID will be Vi by R. So, the y-axis intercept of the line will be Vi by R. When we talk about x-axis intercept, in x-axis intercept, you will keep y equal to 0, ID equal to 0. So, Vd will come out to be Vi. So, the x-axis intercept is Vi. Now, there will be a straight line which will be joining these 2 points. Let me draw Vi here. This intersection gives me the solution ID comma Vd, and it is called as Q point. Q point is also called as quiescent point or quiet point. It is also called as no signal point. See, when I was telling you about biasing, I told you there are two biasing techniques. One is the forward bias and other is the reverse bias. Okay, there were two types of bias. Now, biasing is done by means of a DC source. Always remember, biasing is always done by means of a DC source. So that DC is considered as a supply. Along with that, if you apply a certain AC signal, that is called as the signal. So, no signal point means that there is no signal or there is no AC. What is the only supply? The only supply is DC. That is called as the Q point or the no signal point. Now, when we talk about one term in analog electronics that is very popular, It is called as small signal analysis. So when we talk about what we were talking about, small signal analysis, so the terminology that I am telling you, that the DC source connected works as a power supply. What is the purpose of DC supply? The purpose is to set Q point or operating point. Okay, DC supply sets the operating point, and the AC is considered as a signal. Now in network analysis, we know in order to apply superposition, in order to solve the circuit separately for DC and AC, the network must be linear. Okay, without linearity you cannot apply superposition theorem. So just now what I showed you is, with help of DC analysis we can figure out the Q point. Suppose this is my Q point, but this graph is non-linear. We cannot directly apply superposition. So what we do is, we draw a tangent at the Q point. We draw a tangent at the Q point, and this line is now linear. So the curve is non-linear, but the tangent is linear. But can we replace a curve by its tangent? Think like this. Suppose I have a curve. Suppose I have a curve like this. Okay. And I draw a tangent like this. Suppose this is my tangent. So can I replace the curve with tangent? You can replace if you are in a very small region about the point of tangency. At the point where you have drawn the tangent, if you fluctuate within a small region around that point, then you can call it as, or you can replace the curve by its tangent. Are you getting my point? A graph can be approximated by the tangent to the graph, but if and only if the variation about the point of tangency is very small. Now think like this, if in a circuit we have DC as well as AC source. Okay, I have drawn AC source also. So this is suppose our DC signal. If we have AC source, and this AC source has very small magnitude like this. Okay, that is fluctuation about the DC. Fluctuation about DC is small. If fluctuation about DC is small, then we can replace characteristics by tangent. If characteristic can be replaced by tangent, then it becomes linear, and in linear we can apply superposition. Is my point clear? In order to apply superposition theorem, the curve must be linear, and for linear we need to draw a tangent to the curve. The tangent is only valid if we revolve around the same point by a small amount. And revolving by a small amount means that AC signal is small, and that is why it is called as small signal analysis. So the AC model that I told you in this video will be applicable for small signal analysis, that is when AC signal is much smaller than the DC signal. So usually this AC signal is in millivolt, whereas DC signal is in volt. So that much difference should be there between DC and the AC signal, and on these principle only the entire analog electronics rest. That in BJT also, when we'll talk about small signal analysis, it means that the AC supply to the BJT is much smaller as compared to DC supply. Now coming back to the circuit analysis, we will study about two types of tests that we can conduct in order to judge whether a diode should be on or a diode should be off. Okay, and these tests are called as open circuit test and short circuit test. Okay, so just now I have told you about small signal analysis. So small signal analysis, always remember, what does that mean? When AC signal is much smaller than DC signal, we can linearize the circuit, and if we linearize, we can apply superposition. Nothing more than that is required. So let us talk about open circuit test. Why we are conducting this test? If any circuit has multiple diodes, I want to know which diodes are on and which diodes are off. Basically, I want to determine the state of the diodes, and for that purpose we are conducting this open circuit test. So what is the procedure? Step 1. Step 1. Open circuit all diodes. Okay, open circuit all the diodes. Even if there are 10 diodes, you open circuit all of them. Step 2. Now if you have open circuited all the diodes, then basically what remains is a RLC network. Solve remaining network to find voltage across each diode. The voltage across each diode will be VAK, which is VA minus VK. Okay. Now, step 3. Compare VAK for all diodes. You have to compare the diode having maximum VAK is on, but at the same time you have to check VAK must be greater than V gamma or knee voltage. Suppose there are 5 diodes, one has a voltage 1 volt, other has 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt, 5 volt. So which one you will turn on? The one diode which is having a voltage 5 volt. So you have to turn on the diode which has maximum voltage across it. Then replace that diode with V gamma. Okay, the diode which has maximum voltage, you will replace it with V gamma and redo step 2. Okay, you will again have to redo step 1 with all except this diode open. That is, we will again go back to step 1 where we open circuited all the diodes, but in that circuit now all diodes will be open circuited except the diode which had maximum voltage. Are you getting my point? Suppose there were 5 diodes, one diode has voltage 1 volt, other has 2, third one 3, fourth one 4, fifth one 5. So you will turn on the diode having 5 volt. You will replace that diode by its knee voltage V gamma, and you will open circuit rest of the diodes and again calculate the voltage. Then again the diode having maximum voltage will be turned on, and you will repeat the same process for rest of the 3 diodes. You will keep on doing it unless you know the state of each and every diode. So how many times you have to do this? As many times unless you get remaining voltages less than V gamma. Suppose after solving for 3 diodes, I obtain that other two diodes have voltage less than V gamma. So that will be my answer. Are you getting my point? Suppose I solved, see what I mean to say, or let me take a simpler one, D1, D2, D3. Suppose it has 3 volt, 2 volt, 1 volt. So you will turn on D3. Then you will again find voltage across D1 and D2. Now suppose it has 5 volt, because you are again solving, it has 3 volt. So you will turn on D2. Then you will find out the voltage across D1. If it is greater than V gamma, then it is on. If it is less than V gamma, then it is off. So you will keep repeating this process until the voltage of the remaining diodes is less than V gamma. So that is why this type of test will take more time, because you have to repeat it multiple times. Let me show by an example. Find the state of all the diodes in the circuit. So step 1, what I will do? I will replace the diodes by open circuit. Okay, I am redrawing the circuit by open circuiting all the diodes. Now the voltage polarity you have to take from anode to cathode, VD2, anode to cathode, VD1, 6K and 4K. Now to find the voltage, assume this is ground. Okay, assuming this is ground, so here we have 10 volt, here we have 3 volt. Now see carefully that there is no closed loop. If there is no closed loop, what is the current? The current is 0 ampere. If the current is 0 ampere, the voltage here will also be 0 volt. If current is 0 ampere, the voltage here will be 0 volt. That means VD1 will be 10 minus 0 minus 0, or you can say 10 volt. Similarly, VD2 will be 3 minus 0, that is 3 volt. Out of this, which diode has maximum? D1 has maximum voltage. If V gamma is not given, we will consider ideal. V gamma is not given, consider ideal. But otherwise, to change the question, it can say that it is silicon diode. If it says silicon diode, V gamma you have to take as 0.7. If it hasn't said anything, you will consider it as ideal diode. So D1 has maximum voltage. Now what I will do is, I will turn on D1. If I turn on D1 and it is ideal diode, an ideal diode in on condition is replaced by short circuit. But I will still not turn on D2. Okay. You will only turn on the diode having maximum voltage. This is VD2, 3 volt. Again consider it as ground. Here we have 3 volt. Here we have 10 volt. Now see this is a closed loop. So what will be the current that will be flowing in this loop? Current will be 10 by 4 plus 6, 1 milliampere. So what will be the voltage at this point? V will be 1 milliampere into 6K, that is 6 volt. So V is 6 volt. So how you will find VD2? VD2 is 3 minus 6, which is less than 0. So D2 is off. Which means our assumption is correct. D2 is off and D1 is on. So that is how you find the state. You will continue the process until the remaining diodes come out to be off. You have to keep it repeating. Okay. So that is how we perform open circuit test in case of diode. The other method to find the state of diode is short circuit test. In short circuit test, just like open circuit, we open circuited the diode. So here you will do all diodes are replaced by short circuit. Okay, but we can only short circuit an ideal diode. If it is having CVD model, you will replace diode by a battery of V gamma. Okay, you don't always have to short circuit the diode, but you have to replace the diode by its model under forward bias. If it is CVD, you will replace by V gamma. If it is ideal, you will replace it by short circuit. Now when you have replaced the diodes by their on state model, find IA through each diode. We know that diode can only carry current from anode to cathode. So diodes with IA greater than 0 are on, diodes with IA less than 0 are off. That means diodes in which current is going from anode to cathode are on, and diodes in which current is going from cathode to anode is off. So that is your short circuit test. Here you replace the diode by its forward bias model and find the current. In open circuit you replace a diode by its reverse bias model and find the voltage. Let us see this by means of a problem. It is asking to find the state of the diode. Suppose I first want to try this problem by open circuit test. If you want to try this by open circuit test, what you will do? You will open circuit both the diodes. Okay, because I don't know which method will be applicable, so I am trying by open circuit, which I have just now studied. Now if you see, in this circuit there is no closed loop. If there is no closed loop, there can be no current flow. If no current flows, then KCL is violated. Why KCL is violated? Because this 5 milliampere current does not find a path to flow. So this current source is violating KCL, because if you have a current source, there must be a certain closed path through which the current will flow. So here open circuit test fails. You cannot apply open circuit test. We have to go for short circuit test. In short circuit test, what I will do? I will short circuit both the diodes okay, and you have to assume current from anode to cathode I1, anode to cathode I2. Okay, remember this, you can't have current from cathode to anode. Now we have to solve this circuit. If I want to solve this circuit, what I'll do is I'll apply KVL, plus minus, and it is plus minus. Here current is I2. Apply KVL in the right hand side loop. 2I1 minus I2 plus 10 equal to 0. That means 10 equal to I2 minus 2I1. This is first equation. The second equation I can form by applying KCL at this node. KCL gives me 5 equal to I1 plus I2. That means if you subtract both the equations, if you subtract first equation from the second, 5 minus 10 equal to 3I1. So I1 will be minus 5 by 3. What about I2? I2 will be 5 minus I1. 5 plus 5 by 3 20 by 3. This is greater than 0, this is less than 0. I1 is less than 0, so diode 1 is off. I2 is greater than 0, diode 2 is on. But while checking the polarity, make sure that the current that you are taking is going from anode to cathode. Okay, the current should never go from cathode to anode, it should always be from anode to cathode. Have you got my point? What I mean to say here? Okay. So in this case, diode 1 will be off and diode 2 will be on. But if I ask you to find I2, now you know that diode 2 will be on and diode 1 will be off. So you will redraw the circuit to find any parameter such as current. So what you have to do? Once you have find out the state of a diode, you will redraw the circuit with that state. That is, you will switch off D1 and you will switch on D2. Okay. Now you apply KCL in this entire loop. So you can say I2 is 5 milliampere. Okay. So once you have found out the states of the diode, to calculate any circuit parameter, you will have to redraw the circuit with those states and then find any circuit parameter. Is it fine? So these are two tests that are used to judge the state of a diode. So let me summarize what we have learnt in this video. Where we started actually is, we started with the concept of load line analysis. I told you about load line analysis. In this I told you about Q point and also about the concept of small signal analysis. Why is it so relevant? Then we saw diffusion resistance. RD is given as eta Vt by Id. If not given, take eta as 1. Then we saw AC model. In forward bias, RD is in series with CD, diffusion resistance with diffusion capacitance, and in reverse bias, it is reverse resistance parallel to junction capacitance. Then we saw about open circuit and short circuit test. This method in this lecture is most important for problem solving. Okay, so you need to clearly understand how to apply these tests, and in the next video I'll show you by solving some problem how these tests can be applied to find the state of diodes. Thank you.
Hello everybody, how did you like the lecture? Did you like it or not? Did you enjoy the concepts or not? Tell me in the chat and the comment section. Did you guys like what you just saw? Did you guys understand each and everything, my dear friends? Okay, so if you liked it, then please share, please like the video, and please leave a comment behind, because your comments are very, very valuable to all of us, and we do read your each and every comment and we go through them to understand what are the difficulties you are facing and how we are performing on YouTube. And my dear friend, a bonanza for you. Every subject is available on this YouTube channel. You just need to scroll through the channel and you will find all the courses. EDC, EMT, COM, machine, power system, power electronics, network, signal control, digital, maths, APT, everything is available here, everything. So you can just use this channel as your entire preparatory study material. Okay. Other than that, now all of you who wanted to know about the pricing of Plus, 1 year subscription on Plus will cost you 27,225 if you apply the code Ankit ESE. But now, my dear friend, there is a new subscription, 18-month subscription. Those of you who are starting your preparation mid-year can target GATE twice, or you can target GATE and ESE mains with 1.5 year subscription. That will cost you 34,650 if you apply the code Ankit ESE. If you see the difference, only 7,000 difference is there, but you are getting 6 months extra. And even better, you can go for 2 years. It will cost you 39,600. That is again in just 5,000 rupees you are getting 6 months extra. So you can target all the exams like GATE, ESE, semester exams, ISRO, BARC, everything you can target with just one subscription. And if you go for Iconic, in which I told you about the personal coach, study material, interview guidance, for 12 months it will cost 4,500 if you use the code Ankit ESE, and for 24 months it will cost you 54,000 if you use the code Ankit ESE. Ankit ESE is your code, my code, our code, and that will give you an instant 10% discount over and above whatever Unacademy is offering you. And my dear friend, that will connect you to me so that we can work together towards getting the best GATE rank. So don't hesitate, join today, because winners always start early, winners never start late. So it's always better to start immediately rather than thinking about it and becoming late and later on regretting your decision. Believe me, you will not even regret one day when you join Plus. So it's high time that you join Unacademy Plus and get the best out of you and become the best version of yourself. And my dear friend, this is the Telegram channel for our YouTube team. You will find all the lecture updates here. And this is my personal Telegram channel. If you wish to get in touch with me with my personal Telegram channel, GATE AIR1. Okay, GATE AIR1 is my Telegram channel. You can get connected to me. You will get notes, you will get lecture links, everything you will get here. All the new initiatives information will be provided here. These are the other channels that we are running in other than Creatrix. You will find Electrical Junction. Here you will find short videos for GATE preparation, GATE question for PYQ, GS Terminal for non-technical content of SSC and RRB, Pathshala to learn engineering through animation, SSC JE for your JE and AE exams, my dear friends. Other than that, Telugu, if you want to learn engineering or GATE and ESE preparation in the Telugu language, if you are comfortable with it, go for Telugu. Other than that, we have separate channel for mechanical, civil, computer science. You will find all these channels. Please share these channels with your friends as well so that they can also get benefited in the same manner that you are getting benefit from our side. Okay. So thank you everybody. See you soon in the next video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Share it among your college friends, among your Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, everywhere you need to share it. And you need to subscribe to this channel, press that red button and hit the bell icon, because my dear friend, this channel is creating a revolution in the GATE and ESE industry, and you, my friend, are a part of this revolution. So see you soon. Thank you.